Thank you again for tuning into Misfit-Mansion. The proceedings will carry through shortly. I have a cough, but it's not COVID. I'm just sick down with the sickness, man. Welcome to another episode of the Misfit-Mansion. I gotta be totally transparently honest with you guys, and gals, and the all but 8 people that listen to my podcast. Getting over being sick, not COVID. Fuck you guys. Anyway, not you guys like COVID and the government and shit. I don't know why I'm saying fuck the government. But call me Wayne because I'm wheezing, son. But I have to level with you guys. When I started this podcast, I struggled to come up with a name for it. I struggled what to make it about. So I made a bunch of different subcategories, and what I want to put out on this episode is basically saying that the podcast isn't going anywhere. I'm still going to do it, but what it's about may change. Some different parts of it may change. The name may even change. I may end up having a co-host. I might rock it solo. It's yeah, I'm not going to be doing that during this whole podcast, so that's why I might keep it a little bit shorter, because I found I got coronavirus. But, yeah, Music Monday is most definitely going to stay. It may stay a 2-week thing. Because, like, when I started this, I gave myself a deadline to always release content, but what's the point of putting out shit if you're not doing something good? So, like, I will probably release a podcast, probably release a podcast every 2 weeks, which in that's when I go nuts with editing when I make YouTube videos, because I'm so fucking retarded. But that's originally how I kind of envisioned this whole podcast thing being, is something that I only did maybe a couple times a month, because not that it isn't fun and I don't enjoy it, but also I don't believe in releasing content that's not polished or doesn't have any direction. But metal, I do want to have involvement with heavy metal music. That's why I'm kind of rethinking my approach to this. Music Monday is I like it. It's a cool way to sit down and talk with some people. I have a couple other ideas for what I could do with this, but mainly the frequency of uploads is going to change, because I also started a YouTube channel. Well, I talk about the podcast almost more on the YouTube channel than I talk about the YouTube channel on my podcast, is that I've got the YouTube channel. I represent and I'll shout out the podcast all the time and tell people to go listen to it. And just don't mind me here as I adjust my shit posture. Ooh, I'm glad I did the mic that way, because the pop filter stays where it's supposed to. Fuck yeah. Look at you using your thing in your noodle. Not your actual noodle. The thing in your noggin, my brain. Look at that. But, yes. I talk about the podcast more on YouTube than I talk about the... Isn't that funny how my voice changed when I fixed my posture? Jesus! But, yes. I barely talk about the YouTube channel on here, which I don't understand why I don't do more of, because I get so much more attention quicker. And not just a YouTube channel for this podcast. I have a YouTube channel under just my name, Isaac Doherty, that is for everything from covers to original music. I have a lot of reactions on there right now, primarily because I'm working on music and covers and but that's also why I'm going to be slowing down the podcast release rate, because the YouTube doesn't take up it takes up a handful of time, but it doesn't take up as much time as it takes to do both at the same time. And if I was going to be totally honest with myself, I was expecting to be a little bit further along with the writing that I'm doing right now with what I'm working on, but also I'm not upset by it because I'd rather, like I even said with this podcast, I'd rather take my time and create quality content and write good music, make good, just if I'm not, I got to make something I'm happy with, you know? It's that quality over quantity type deal. It's also why I like good artists and directors and filmmakers and musicians will make you wait a while when it's really good. Just like Tool made everybody wait 11 fucking years or some shit before they released it. No, it was way more than that. I want to say 10,000 Days came out in 2006. Because I know Anima was 90. Anima was either 2000 or as a Tool fan, I hate myself now. I have to fucking look it up. But I had to address the elephant in my brain that's not in the room that I think that my audience of 8 people is gonna get freaked out about. But if I'm making people wait longer for the podcast, they better be better. So, Tool's discography, I have to look it up. And yeah, Lateralis. Shut your mouth, Siri. That almost. Yeah, clarify that's my phone before I get me too'd, and I haven't even done anything with my career. Okay. Yes, I was right. 10,000 Days was in 2006. Ha 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 ha. Pat yourself on the back. You listen to good old music. Oh my god, that's so scary. I was talking with it may even be on a podcast. I think I might have said it with Rachel. But I'd be scared to be in school now. I really would be. I would be horrified. Not that I'd be horrified, I just can't wrap my head around how things have actually gone. You want to know something funny? My fucking old high school actually had a chlamydia outbreak. Ain't that ridiculous? Kids these days. Yeah, I mean, they have the internet. I guess that nobody relays to them, these 15 and 16-year-olds, that all of these people in porn are on birth control and handfuls of other things. So you can't just go dropping your thumper-dumper in the rumpter and expect nothing to a sumpter afterward. But, I mean, it's not me, at least. I'm not fucking 16-year-olds. I'm gonna pat myself on the back for that one. But, yeah, something that I will entertain y'all with is these freaking crazy dreams that I've been having lately. In the matter of the last, week and a half, I guess I could associate them with nicotine a little bit. But I don't know. I've noticed at points and times in the past that I was smoking a lot of cigarettes, a lot of nicotine. I would have crazy dreams, and maybe only very recently in the past the past 2 weeks, I've bought a small disposable vape or two just from life gets the better of us, man. You're just a hard-working American and just fucking getting down on your knees for the man every fucking day and to just taking a good one to the face, dripping in your eye and shit. And you're just like, man, I'm gonna go do something unhealthy. So I bought a vape instead of a fucking pack of cigarettes because I haven't smoked one of those since my birthday, a little bit after my birthday last year. Pat myself on the back for that one. But I've been having violent fucking dreams for no reason at all. I've been playing a little bit more of Call of Duty Zombies on this one weekend because I had some time. But I've been having these really fucking violent dreams for no reason. The first dream, I was in this building that I had no idea where it was, but I knew the building. You know how dreams go. We all have dreams about things that we can never achieve. Like relationships. I'm kidding. Sorta. But I'm in this building that I've been in other dreams. And the KKK apparently was back in full swing. I'm not saying that I was with them because clearly I wasn't, but they had they're always up to bad fucking shit. And I gotta watch where I go with the story because anyway. So the KKK basically opened a portal to fucking hell and summoned a bunch of fucking demons and shit. And these demons, they couldn't actually manifest it in physical form, so they would just fucking take over people's bodies. So everybody was turning into fucking demon zombies. Pretty fucking specific. That's why I associated that with zombies. But that was only one of the 3 dreams that have happened in the past, because these 2 that I'm about to tell you happened in the night after the next. That's why I was like, Jesus Christ, what the fuck? So I have my family turning into fucking demon zombies, and I had a pistol at the time, and this dream was one of those ultra realistic dreams. So like, it wasn't like Call of Duty or a movie where I could just drop the mag out the pistol and slap another one in that motherfucker. I actually had to go and run around and find bullets. Like, and I had only like maybe 8 or 9 fucking bullets in my fucking pocket, and then I would only be able to load 3 or 4 into the clip before I had to reload and fucking use it again. And I was running from my mom at this one point in time in this story. And I had to shoot my mom 3 times in the face. And she's still chasing after me. And I'm just like, what the fuck is going on? And I was able to get across town and get back to my house and maybe like see if everyone was okay. And then, like, night fell, and then more fucking demon zombies showed up, and I'm just like, And then, I was wondering, the next subsequent following dream, I was getting in knife fights with people. I don't know why. This one had no correlation with zombies whatsoever. I'm just like, why am I getting in knife fights with people? So I was like in a building that I had to get out of, and there were guards and shit and people that were keeping me in, but nobody had guns and everybody had knives. And needless to say, I had to stab people because I'm not trying to get stabbed. Everybody else has got fucking knives, so let's go. And like, it wasn't as ultra realistic as the last one, but the one before was still just kind of like, man, that was kind of weird. I've had weird dreams of family and shit where I've had to like rip family members apart because they were trying to attack me and kill me. So I mean, it doesn't mess me up too much in the head, but this one happened like 2 nights ago. And like this was one of the first times in a very, very long time that I've woken up from a dream like, oh my God, what the fuck? And literally I hadn't been playing Halo, if this is any indication of where this is going. In this dream, I was over at my buddy Matthew. I was at Matthew's house, the person that I did Metal Motherfucking Monday #1 with. That long-haired, angelic-looking motherfucker. So I was at his house, and we were hanging out, and this is probably one of the most realistic dreams that I have ever had. Like, ever. One of the most ultra-realistic, to like the detail and how it wasn't lucid in any way, shape, or form. Like, I could not tell it was real. Like, I woke up thinking, like, oh my God. And so I'm over at his house. We're up in his room just talking and hanging out. His mom is downstairs, and literally there's like a crack, boom, huge explosion. Not like we're being attacked by a different country. We were being attacked by fucking aliens. Like Battle LA style, Independence Day style, right? And I'm just like, holy shit. And since this was one of those dreams that felt so entirely real, I looked out the window and saw like the big ass ships and shit. Then I started hearing airplanes and fucking planes were flying in the sky and shit was blowing up. But then these fucking almost like let's just say like 3 to 4 feet long type bug alien things was flying down like giant wasps, but not wasps. and they had retractable stabby thingamotherfuckers on their fucking asses. And, like, a few of them landed and started trying to get in the fucking house, and I'm just like, oh, yep, yeah, Matthew ran upstairs, and I'm like, he got with his mom and shit, and I'm like, yeah, it's time for me to yeet. So I go out the back door, and it was so real because I could hear, and like in my head, I realized, I was like in my head in the dream, I was like, oh my god, the government was fucking talking about how they're going to release information about the fucking aliens and shit. These motherfuckers weren't lying. Not that I don't believe in life on other planets, because I had to do a whole report over habitable zones in different fucking galaxies in my senior year of high school. So like, and everybody had to do it, and they were actual legitimately recorded planets that were in different galaxies that are just too far away for us to actually fucking reach, but that are very plausible of harboring life. That's how the government gets slave labor, by the way. Anyway, I'm just like, shit, then we're okay, what the fuck ever, not that bothers me, but like, I'm hearing the buzzing of wings and shit, I'm seeing people get lifted up, and like, things are exploding and shit, so I run to my car, and I'm hightailing it to my house. I'm like, okay, it's time to get the guns, it's time to do this, it's time to go to this place, and like, we gotta go. And as shit's flying over my car, this dream feels so fucking real that I had this realization that I might die. Like, that's how real this dream felt. Like, holy shit, these fuckers are here, and this is like happening. I only had like 12 or 13 shells in my pocket. I can only have 6 loaded, 7 with one in the chamber. And I'm like driving around, okay, I gotta get home, gotta check on my brother, gotta check on my parents, gotta check on this, gotta check on that, fucking. And like, the actual thought in my head, like, okay, there's a possibility I might fucking die. Okay, woo, let's go. And like, I woke up, fucking shook up, fucking like grabbed my fucking head, like looked around and was like, oh wait, holy shit. Like, and I had to like sit for a second like it wasn't real. Holy fuck, it wasn't real. Like, I have not had a dream like that. I've had dreams where I've been killed and I've died. But like, part of it was me knowing it was a dream and not being able to wake up or like something like that. This one, I was legitimately scared. Like, there's the there's the possibility I may fucking die right now. And it was one of the craziest, and this happened 2 nights ago, so I'm still just kind of like, I remember it so vividly because I have not had a dream like that in a very long time. There was nothing super, other than the fact that aliens came down and were fucking shit up. Unlike the first dream I had about the KKK opening a portal to hell. Like, it felt so real because it was so realistic. There was no 9-foot people and raptures and holes through reality and shit. Like, I had to run up the stairs in my house, go and get my fucking gun, throw some shells in my pocket, go back to my car, like, okay, gotta go check on the folks. Like, fuck. It was gnarly. Yeah. That's a different kind of dream, because you have those dreams where you're fucking your ex-girlfriends and you wake up and you're like, no! Not that bitch. Not again. That's what I've been dealing with, everybody. Woohoo. Woo. But, I'm sorry, microphone. Yeah, so that's about in the last few weeks of mine. Something cool is that if you don't know who David Goggins is, look him up and you can figure it out. Everybody should know. There's a very good, I'm not going to say everybody should. There is a very good chance that a lot of people know who Kevin Hart is. And I recently as in like maybe 2.5, close to weeks ago, purchased Kevin Hart's book, The Decision, and David Goggins' Can't Hurt Me. And what I can say is that I bought the audiobooks because Bubbly. I do read, but I don't read. Audiobooks are much more convenient because I can listen to them in a lot more places than sitting down and reading a book. So, if you are looking for something that can help you look at your life in a different perspective, I would check them both out. Kevin Hart's The Decision and David Goggins' Can't Hurt Me. And if you know who they are, then you know what I'm talking about, and you should do yourself a service and go and just spend the $20 on the audiobook. And if I'm not even getting paid, and I'm just going to be cool and say this: Audible gives you, I think, a month free, and they give you 2 credits. So when you start Audible, which is an audiobook app, they give you 2 free books. So bam, bam, I just hooked you up. You go get fucking Kevin Hart's The Decision and David Goggins' Can't Hurt Me. You get them for free. Boom, boom. And then the subscription's like $8-10 a month. It's not that bad. See, I feel like I was just slick like Mad Flavor talking Joey Diaz. I was like, I'm just going to give him the plug, or I'm going to give him the plug right here, even though they ain't even sponsoring me. I'm just going to give him the plug because it's good shit. And that also just shows, you see how I gotta be at ad reading, guys? Come on. Then get it in. So, if you would like to check those out, I absolutely would. But the big thing, though, I'm saying, if you don't know who they are, if you don't know who they are, you should go find out. If you know who they are, you know who David Goggins is, and you know who Kevin Hart is, do yourself a favor and go check them out. I'm not going to run my voice too much because I was doing vocal practice yesterday. I got a good hour 45-minute vocal practice session in because, I'm working on that La Musica. And I talked about that earlier. Check out the books if you want to do yourself a good do. And I hope you have a good rest of your English rest of your week. Bye.